And then, Trevor, and then we can have little guns on the side, and they will fold out. And then when we go through a tunnel, we have to fold them really quickly, so I have to get really fast motors. Otherwise, they'll smash off when we go through the tunnels. And
Hang on 1 second, Boris. Exciting that it is. I think we're getting a call through here. Oh, which button do I push? This one?
Boris, Trevor, Boris, are you there? Reese, anyone answer, please.
Yes, we're here.
We are all here, Doctor.
Boot the bloody ship up, get everything going, maybe hover a little bit, we're coming in hot.
All right, I'm in the air. Where are we going?
Anywhere!
Okay, but where are you?
We don't bloody know, Trevor, figure it out, we're coming in hot.
Don't worry, Ze, we'll find you.
Oh, heck.
Earlier that day.
See?
Yes,
Say.
Cleo.
Say.
Yes, Cleo. I'm right here, Cleo.
What do you think about this?
Well, not a lot.
They all got the same hat. They got the same hat.
Now, I do quite like the uniforms.
It ain't good, see?
It's not a good hat.
I've
It
seen
is
this
really-
before.
No.
They all got the same hat. We are in trouble.
And that hat as well. It would be nice if they maybe differentiated ranks by color or shape, but they were all just really literally wearing the same hat.
There aren't any ranks. We all follow the one true leader. Now, quick, come along. They're waiting.
Oh, Cleo, we better be careful. They can hear really good.
I'll bet that ain't all they do. Really good.
What are you insinuating?
I don't know.
Welcome back, everyone, as another episode of that wily little show that could. Creeping on up the hill.
Creeping?
We're a little train?
We're a little train now.
We're a
battle
big train.
And we call that train
Taylor.
the Backwater Bastards in space.
Taylor's just...
In space. Everything I like. Sometimes you say something and then you
Just
really
so much
then you,
innuendo
you hear
today.
it later, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can't say in space because I want to say in you.
Well,
In
you've gone from
space.
innuendo to just blatantly saying.
Well,
In you, Indo.
come
Yeah.
on, ride that train.
Oh,
It's a choo choo. Ride it. You know what? This is topical.
we're
'cause
back.
We're back. We're back.
We're back.
Back to the backwater back. Right, so hello everybody. I am your Dungeon Master Dick. With me today I've got two
Hello.
very special guests. There's
Mm.
standing over here in the red coat and the long false lashes. We've
is
got Daniel,
It's me.
aka Dr. Z.
Yes, I just picked up this little number from a little thrift store down the way in mid-space, and, well, these lushes just, they're all natural.
And over here on the other side in the tiger onesie.
Yes. Yes.
And a monocle made out of a snapped pair of Ray-Bans.
Yes.
It's Taylor, aka Cleo DeCap.
Well, they done told me to stay out of the trash, but I mean, it don't get much more couture than this.
Trash couture.
Trash
Not sure
couture.
why I've introduced you guys with fictional outfits today, but
And
there we
over
go.
there behind the microphone in the presentation judging booth is our DM, Dick Dynamite, and he's wearing a fancy little number. Taylor, help me with this. The top half looks like a Donald Duck kind of ensemble.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's very Donald
And
Duck.
let me stand up. The bottom half,
Ain't-
also
just
Donald
ain't
Duck.
there.
Also Donald Duck. Oh, I love these camera meetings.
He's got the Donald on the top and the duck on the bottom, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, all feathers.
Downy.
Junior.
How are you guys doing?
Well,
I can tell we're in a mood.
we're in a mood. I'm
Yeah.
worried about us, to be honest with you. I'm worried. I'm worried about me and
Yeah,
Dan.
I mean,
We've gone from government officials to revolutionaries to highbrow socialites to now cultists, it seems.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about is,
yeah.
I'm worried about what...
You can always trust cultists.
Well,
I don't know.
that's actually not what Netflix has led me to believe.
Yes, or every podcast.
Yeah.
But maybe I've been listening to the wrong ones. Maybe I need to go listen
there's
to some.
a better one out there.
Maybe we could start one right now.
Welcome.
Okay, anyway. It's time for a catch-up.
Oh, yes, we need it.
So the bastards coming down from a bit of substance abuse at one of Keen's friends' parties. And having been sort of talked into chasing up a lead of a potential ally in the potential upcoming fight against Dietz and Zuzu.
Yes.
The bastards have managed to talk themselves into meeting up with a group of revolutionaries, perhaps living in the dark side of midspace.
Oh, it's very spooky down here.
Who will follow someone called the One True Leader. And upon landing down in the dark side of midspace, which is a deeper down at the bottom of a big artificial cliff from the main city, and it's just this graveyard of these tall, obsidian, pointy skyscrapers, none of them lit up, none of them having access to the power grid, just lit up with individual generators and fires and all sorts of things like that.
Ooh.
It's a spooky little night city.
It is very spooky.
You landed there. You could see that there was snipers watching you from some of the rooftops. You landed down, you came out and you met with these, I call them revolutionaries earlier, but they're cultists. It's very clear that they are in some sort of thrall to this one true leader and follow them religiously, some might say.
Oh.
One true leader.
One true leader.
So leaving Boris and Trevor behind to keep the engine running and look after the Grey Dragon, which I'm sure you're not going to need any sort of emergency assistance from them.
No, why would we need a ship that has a giant energy blade and cannons on it?
Can't imagine. Anyway, you've been following 4 cultists.
That's fine.
Who they have lovely yellow berets.
That should have been the first flag.
I thought they were going to look like Devo hats.
What?
Oh, no, they've got berets.
Devo hats.
Devo is already an existing cult, so we can't use that.
That's much more cult looking, yeah.
They're like buckets.
Dr. Z, of course, using his telepathic powers of persuasion, convinced these cultists that they didn't need their weapons, and as a show of their devotion and trust in the One True Leader's wisdom, they've in fact handed their guns over to you, and are now leading you through the dark city towards where you can meet up with the One True Leader.
Do we have any names or do we have any idea of rank or anything, or is this not important at this moment?
I mean, you haven't got any names from them, and they all seem to be wearing more or less the same outfit. Like they've got the same jacket, the same hat, and then they've got different little bits and bobs strapped to themselves, different weapons that they've actually handed over to you. But they both carried a blaster rifle and an energy sickle.
All right, Cleo.
Ze, I don't know about this.
What do you mean you don't know about this?
Look around.
Yes, we're on the dark side of the of Midspace Station.
Yeah, all right. The last time that we met people all wearing the same hat, it didn't go so well.
Yes, though the last time we met people all wearing jackets that were the same.
It also didn't go so well.
No, that also did not go well, yes. But then we did meet everyone wearing the same type of government
Yeah.
No,
That's what...
that also did not...
You saw the pattern too.
Yes, Cleo, I'm beginning to see a pattern.
Heck.
Makes me start to question how I should organize my own things back at base, otherwise someone might think I might not go so well.
Heck. I didn't think of that.
So during this, you're being led through the streets of the night city. It's dark. Every now and then you go past an alleyway and you can see fires crackling, and you can see small hunched humanoid figures sort of huddling by these fires. Getting the impression that it's quite a grim, dreary place down here. The cultists completely ignore these people down the alleyways, just continuing to lead you down the street. The one thing that does seem to be growing is there's this airy green light up ahead. And you start realizing that there's more and more of these little glowing mushrooms in the corners at the bottoms of these buildings, and the floor is quite damp and sort of sticky.
Cleo, it's mushrooms growing on Midspace. I remember seeing that in the, remember when we took that trip down the hole?
You remember when we ate them? The mushrooms.
Yes, that wasn't the greatest meal we've had, but Reese did a good job.
That was so good. They were in everything. I miss them sometimes.
As you're stepping deeper into the night city where the mushrooms grow more abundant, Dr. Z in particular starts noticing a kind of murmur And it's not a real murmur, it's a telepathic murmur. And you realize that these mushrooms are part of some sort of, almost like a psychic network that is spreading out over the Night City.
You've tempted me. You have shown me I need to roll a little cheeky telepathy roll to try and investigate this further.
God.
So, it's a 10.
It's a 10.
Oh, it's barely good.
So you sort of you reach out into that and you confirm your suspicions that there is some sort of great telepathic network, like a melding of minds, and it is being expanded and being sort of held in a larger area throughout the city by this network of mushrooms as they are able to contain this telepathic energy, almost like cables that ladder the range out of this telepathic presence a lot further than it would normally reach. And you can see as well that the 4 cultists that you're following are part of this network. And in fact, even Cleo can see that as you step deeper into the city where there's more glow, that their eyes as well seem to take on that same greenish glow.
Oh my god, this is cool as shit.
It's cool as shit, but it's also dangerous. Cleo.
Say.
Have you noticed that the green glow, the mushroom, seems to be growing all over everything?
Well, yeah, kinda.
Right, well, I don't know about you. I like eating the mushroom. I don't want to be eaten by mushroom. So let's just play it safe. We only just got here. Let's just keep our shields up.
Cleo has shields, right?
No, Cleo doesn't have
Oh,
shields. She's got
okay.
armor and she's got a shield-piercing axe, but she ain't got shields.
Right, well then. Maybe can I cast a kind of telepathy shield over Cleo?
You can definitely do that, yeah.
But how long can we keep that?
I mean, basically, until it gets broken through. Like, if whatever you roll,
Yeah.
you can hang on to that defense for as long as as long as Dr. Z continues to bother maintaining it. Like, if he gets
But
smacked in the head or something, he might have
mechanically,
to try
does that
again.
mean that Dr. Z would have to expend an energy every so often to keep the shield?
If you wanted to do it in combat, then yeah, he'd have to keep casting it every
Okay.
turn. But yeah, while you're walking, you can just
We can
cast
just
it,
have it.
and we can just assume that unless you
Nice.
decide to stop doing it, you've got
Okay,
that
well, I'm going to
defense.
attempt that now. I'm going to concentrate,
Oh,
reach
here we
out,
go.
and 18.
Alrighty, so you build a pretty sturdy mental wall around the two of you.
As I'm doing it, I remember Cleo, and I go, green. And I think green, and build a wall around Cleo, around Cleo's mind.
Think green, y'all.
Green.
Think
Green. Green.
As you're projecting this idea of green, the reality of green is growing around you to the point where everything is just washed out with this green. You no longer really can see the colors and everything.
Fuck.
So the yellow berets that these people are wearing, green berets now.
Did I just make it worse?
No, that's just what's happening as you're getting further into the
No,
mushrooms.
this is just
okay.
what's happening.
Well-
that could still be bad.
Yeah, and while that's happening, I just turn my shields up to full and just go, okay, well,
Zoop.
better make sure everything is fine, engage shields, turn up the green, and
Turn up
Yeah.
the green.
And the cultists sort of leading you along. You can see now their lips just moving as though they're muttering to themselves, but they're not talking anymore.
Oh, okay.
Just leading you along. This creepy light, these unfocused glowing eyes and slow muttering of their lips as they just keep walking where they had been going with you in behind. And eventually you come out into a gap where it's like a circle and there are buildings all around, these great tall spiry towers.
what the
And the
hell?
towers themselves, they have mushrooms growing
It's very cool.
a third of the way up the bases of these great skyscrapers now. And there's no real light here because the power's not turned on, the artificial sky isn't turned on, it's not like mid-space proper, which has actually sort of got generators running it. So that all the light is just coming from all these mushrooms. And once you sort of open up into this clearing, you see the mushrooms that you've been seeing have been nothing. There's huge mushrooms in this area. There's some that are just as tall as Cleo, and just meters around. And built into these giant mushrooms is just a shanty town. There's huts just built out of wreckage. There's stretched tight canvas.
Oh, you make me like these
And
cultists a
A
little bit.
lot of shelter sort of being put underneath these great big green glowing mushrooms.
Holy crap. DeCap.
And there are people moving about. And not all of them are wearing these same berets. In fact, you see, like, there are some people wearing these same berets as the people that are carrying you, but there's loads of people. They're all different ethnicity, all different races, all different species. They just seem like, sort of a cross-section of the same sort of people you would find in mid-space. They're all looking a little bit leaner, a little bit more sickly, and they've all got that same glow to their eyes and the murmuring of the lips. Nobody seems to be really talking to one another, and perhaps they don't need to because they're all hooked up to this telepathic network through these mushrooms. But they're all sort of going about simple daily things. Some people are like harvesting. They have these little miniature farms where they're growing a different kind of mushroom that doesn't glow, just a brown mushroom. And sort of people marching about. And no one pays you any particular attention as you are led into the shantytown.
Right, so Cleo, I was thinking that when we do make it back to the ship, Boris and Trevor, do you think they've been hanging out a little bit too much lately?
Now, it's funny that you say that.
Yes, because I was thinking, while I do enjoy having a cohesive unit, I think having Trevor on the outside, stuck to the pilot quarters, I don't want Trevor to, start thinking that, he could sleep in my room, for example.
Well, and he might think that.
Now, Boris has run of the ship.
In fact,
he could go anywhere.
I've actually seen Trevor looking at, eyeing your door. I have seen it.
Yes, I have felt a little presence every now and then of just that slight murmur that Trevor gives. And sometimes it's not even telepathic. It's just, you can just hear him standing there.
I've heard him. I've heard him. I think, I wouldn't be surprised if he was hatching up a plan to hold one of your figurines.
You really think so?
I'm just saying.
I've always thought that there might be a young, budding collector inside that mind of Trevor's, but it just needs to be nursed. In fact, maybe Boris should take a back seat. Maybe I should start hanging out with Trevor a little bit more.
I mean, you could probably...
I love it. This is the conversation you're having into this creepy as fuck place.
This is very Z. This is very Z. Like, we're in danger.
And so you're led just dead into the center of this little shantytown. As you get past instead of buildings, these mushroom farms, people's going about their days. And eventually you get into the middle where you can see there's just a pool right in the center of this big open area. It's it must have been some sort of like a big circle town center, and possibly this little pond or fountain or whatever it initially was. It's hard to tell because all the edges of it are just covered in fungal growth. There's just mushrooms everywhere. There's a trickling waterfall of just mushrooms. And as you come in, you sort of realize that there are not many people standing around this pool, but those that are gazing lovingly into the waters, and then as you step up, they all turn to look at you, and there's a silence. And if you look back behind you, see all the other people who are going about their business are now all also looking at you. The murmuring of the lips has stopped, but the glowing of the eyes all fixed upon the two of you.
And so that's why I think if I take Trevor to be under my wing, then you obviously you work well with Boris. Yep. Now, we could, divide the chores, and I could give Trevor my chores, you could give Boris your chores, and then we can get off Reese's naughty list. Because the amount of times Reese has told me that we need to,
He's telling you that too?
Reese is telling you the same thing.
Oh, hell, like hell. Like hell.
Yes. What chores has Reese been trying to offload on you?
All of them. The other day, Reese told me, don't lick up inside the food replicator. Don't.
How are you supposed to get the food up in the food replicator? Everyone knows a food replicator gives you less than it could. It holds a little bit back for itself.
Exactly. And I don't do it in front of everybody, but it's rigged.
No, you keep it private, you keep it personal. It's a personal thing.
I told him, I really ain't none of your business that I'm doing that, because it's private.
Yes, it is private. Reese needs to maybe learn a little bit of privacy.
He won't.
Because, look, I, much like Reese, have the power to observe anything within a fair, reasonable radius.
Well, yeah.
But I don't. I choose not to. I say, no, Z, don't do that. Let Cleo have her alone time.
Steals my pickle.
The two of you now just standing there, chatting away. All these fucking creepy cultists just staring at you in silence.
Oh, vibes.
Look, when we get back, we will have a sit down, maybe call a team meeting, show everyone that, hey, we're still in charge.
Hey, we is. We really is.
We share the responsibility. Everyone can sleep in anyone's room. It's fine. Trevor, not so much. And, you know, who
At
cares?
this point in the conversation, the four cultists who have been leading you stop abruptly, forcing the two of you to sort of stop to not crash into them. And you realize you've been walked all the way up to the edge of this pond.
Oh.
And then the four of them part, and there, in front of you, sat on the ground, leaning up against the stalk of a massive mushroom, is a very, haggard, grey humanoid figure. Mushrooms entangling their limbs and body, growing through the skin in some places.
No, thank you.
Just sort of laying there kind of weakly. And then the eyes open and they glow more brilliantly than all
keep those
the
eyes
others.
closed, Dickie.
And those eyes focus on you.
Oh, they do not.
And the entire shanty town, every voice in there, speak in unison. I see you have disarmed some of my people. I assure you, you will not disarm them all.
Well. Cleo, give a round of applause. That is the finest party pose, entrance pose I have ever seen. All of you, you've done brilliantly. How long did that take to plan? And for us?
Wow.
Right, okay, well, Cleo, let's do our pose. We return in kind.
Hold
Okay,
on,
Cleo,
hold on.
You know we do the
Yeah, you know
we do the one
the
where
big
we-
one.
Yeah, you can. I'll lift you up a little bit, and you kind of lift me up as well, so we're both being lifted up at the same time.
Okay. That's a risky choice.
Yes.
I gotcha.
No, it's going to be. I know we haven't practiced it, but let's just give it a go.
All right, I'll pull here. You lift. Just
Okay, and I'll grab this bit. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hey. How's it look?
Foolishness. We have grown beyond such individualism. We all sing the same song. And at the center of that song is me. I am the voice in the center of the song. The one true leader.
Alright, Cleo, I think we can stop this pose then. That's just, well...
See there, but
Why did you people seek me out? Do you wish to join our collective? Do you wish to sing a song of unity?
I've heard this stuff before, Cleo. This whole Unity song. It makes for a very bland top 10 in the music charts if we go down this route.
well, that don't sound like my kind of jam.
No, I like to be a little bit eclectic. I like everything.
Then why have you come here?
Well, the thing is, a friend gave us your number. Said maybe you could help.
You wish to buy our wares then?
Maybe a little bit, but
Well, yes, I mean, you're the purveyor of the sauce. We might take a little bit. Just a few vials, packets, or however it comes shipped.
But
That was quite good.
also, the princess.
Zuzu. She has been trying to put a stop to us for a long time.
Yeah. Us too. We're done with that.
Well then, you are proposing an alliance.
Hold on there. Cleo, we're not proposing an alliance.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe have dinner with them first before we go do the whole off the bad foot doing the good
You
thing.
want to eat the mushroom again? Like old times?
I just want to get to know whoever these people are before we go forging an alliance. Remember, we've got a good thing going on.
You're right. And I do want to eat dinner, so...
This can be arranged. And with that moment, the haggard grey body in front of you, the eyes close and the body limply sort of rests in the mushroom bed again. And all the people that were staring at you sort of come to, their eyes focusing again, sort of the murmuring of their lips beginning again, and the glow of their eyes even sort of dimming a little.
Oh.
As they stretch and shake off the hive mind presence. And immediately someone scampers over to you and says, Oh, it is very nice to have visitors. It always provides the opportunity for us to become even more close and intimate with the one true leader. He doesn't always do that, you know.
Yes, what was that?
The leader exerts his influence when required.
Well, you didn't mind it?
Oh no! He has taught us that there is only one true unity, one true freedom. We all sing a song, and that song is the amalgamation of all our voices, but one stronger voice must live at the center. Surely you understand that?
Yes, I mean, I've heard this before. Look, have you heard of the songs of the Atola Medusa?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that.
Well, there we go. You don't know all the songs, do you? There are many songs that everyone sings along, and every group thinks that their song is the best. Now, just because you can all sing in harmony doesn't mean that you've got it right.
Oh, life fucking lesson?
Well, we will show you. We will show you how much better our way is. Come, follow me.
All right, you can try.
Now, as long as you're happy to let us not sing, this better not end with a forced sing-along in exchange for dinner, like those Krishna Haras.
Everybody joins us of their free will. Every one of us.
Letting it be known now that my will is not to do that, so don't get it confused later on.
We will see how you feel
Oh,
after you see our lifestyle.
Right, well, I think this one's going to need to be told a fair few more times.
Oh, lead the way.
And she's scampering off ahead. People are smiling at you, and like their heads are tilted to one side, giving you little smiles and nods. And encouraging, as you see that ahead of you, like a rough table is being erected. It's like a trestle table. Two people are getting it up and setting it up. Other people sort of coming out, scurrying with like pots and pans. And you can see that they're all bringing food out of some of the huts and laying it down on the table. People all sort of start sitting down. These little fold-out chairs are coming out. And then eventually you're herded towards two chairs at the head of the table.
Let's join this cult.
No, let's not join the cult, Taylor.
Wait.
No.
That's the trailer.
So as the two of you take your seats at the head of the table, you can see it's an older man nodding and smiling, and opens up a big cast iron pot. And inside, you can see it's still bubbling from the fire that has been cooking on. There's some sort of very savory smelling stew. You can see, looking in it, that there are a lot of mushrooms in there, like tiny little broken off long hooded sort of mushrooms that are just whole floating in the gravy there, along with like cubes that look like pressed protein of some description.
Okay.
I am very cautious about everything, so I will sit down with Cleo, but I'm not going to partake in anything. I'm going to say,
Yes, thank you for this meal. Actually, you know what? I did just eat earlier. Had a pretty large breakfast burrito. If you,
Oh, well, there's plenty to go around, my good sir. Now, I'll give you a very small bowl.
I'm not going to eat it.
It's tiny.
It may be
It's a tiny bowl.
bit. I'm just going to leave it there, though.
Well, I'll just set you up one over here. If you get hungry later, it's going to be here. Stays warm for a very long time.
Right, but if anyone else would like it, I do insist.
Oh, and you look like you've got the appetite. We have a larger bowl. There we go. Now 3 ladles or 4?
You got me right. You got me.
Oh yes, go on. I put the 4th ladle in there. Now there's plenty if you want seconds. Yes, I'm going to go around the table, but don't stand on ceremony. No, we all eat when the food is in front of us. You know,
Well, Z, listen.
Yes, Cleo.
I know that one time, like I shouldn't have eaten it, but I did, and I got in trouble.
Yes.
But I'm pretty. I mean,
Well, look, I'm feeling a little bit full. You know, I'm not as famished as I usually am on these types of missions.
Right,
Usually I know,
right.
well, chance to eat something. I think I'm going to sit this one out.
I'm just feeling so dry that it's like the trees are bribing the dogs. You know what I mean?
I do not, but
Well, I think I don't want to be rude. You know, I don't want to upset him. So I better.
no.
So the man is going round the outside of the table, ladling the stew into all the bowls of all the other people sitting, who all smile, giving that same smiling nod, and begin greedily lapping up the stew as soon as it's set down in front of them.
but it's not just people sitting, right? It's an array of different creatures around.
Array of different creatures, yeah. So there's you got humans, you got darks, you've got little gomes.
Bobby.
There's sort of there's one like big trunked fluffy pink creature of some description that has to sort of like, brush its fur out of the way before it starts scooping soup into its mouth.
See,
Yes, Cleo.
I'm probably just gonna have this.
Right, well, start slow. Don't, no need to go full. You're already, yeah, okay, well,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, now this is great stuff.
As Cleo tucks into the stew, it's simple, but it's good, simple home cooking kind of food. It's got like a thick mushroom gravy. It's got whole mushrooms in there. It's got bigger sliced mushrooms in there, and then it's got this basically tofu. It's pressed protein that they've extracted
Yes,
from
it
somewhere.
is.
A simple, like quite salty, thick,
Oh my
mushroomy
God.
umami flavor.
Oh, making me hungry. I might cook mushroom stew tomorrow.
Around you, the others, they're all eating food as well. And the man who's sort of finally for the finish, serving everyone, sits down. He's actually finished off one pot and got a second one. The second one is still mostly full and pops that down very close to Cleo, giving her a little nod before sitting down just right next to the two of you on the edge of the table. Now that everybody's got a nice hot meal in front of them, is there anything you would like to know about our little organization?
Well, heck, loads.
Yes, I do have quite a few questions.
I will be completely transparent. Anything you ask, there's nothing that we are not allowed to say. The one true leader has no secrets from us, and we have no secrets from you, my
But
friends.
why?
Why what?
Why ain't you got no secrets?
Oh, I forget what it was like in my old life. That individuality, that sense of self, those secrets. But there are no secrets here because we cannot keep them from one another. And why would we endeavor to keep them from others? We've forgotten the meaning of secrets.
But, as a collective, surely there must be secrets you keep from those outside of the collective.
Oh, nothing like that, I assure you. We don't have it in us.
And so, if I were to just, I can't really get a connection here, John. Well, what is the, great leader's name? Before the collective.
Well, it's not really a secret, it's just not common knowledge, I suppose.
And so you know it.
Well, the one true leader reveals things to us as we require.
Right, well then if you could just require that about now, surely if it's not common knowledge, then someone here, and there's thousands of you, should know.
A woman sort of sitting like sort of opposite and down a few from the old man looks up and goes, we don't need to know. The one true leader is the center of the song.
Right, okay, well.
We are all the one true leader, and he is all of us.
Well, I highly doubt that. You're all here and he's over there, so not quite the same. Do you imagine if you were to stand up right now and declare something to be true, that everyone else would follow along?
There is no I. We would declare it together.
And has your one true leader ever declared that?
Always.
He has declared himself part of the collective and no I.
Yes, of course. The center of the song is the least individual part of the entire community.
I mean, that's just your opinion, man.
Right, I can see this question is going nowhere. Numbers. What type of military action do you plan against Zuzu?
Oh, only defensive.
And that growing, mushroom that is creeping out every day, I'm sure that's purely defensive.
Well, they do that on their own. It's not our doing.
Just kind of like glare off at all of them, recognizing far too much similarity between this kind of society and Atola Medusa, as we have not dived in too deeply so far as Dr. Z's backstory, but we will at some point. Dr. Z comes from Atola Medusa, a spacefaring collective of jellyfish who all follow the song. They kind of move from planet to planet, taking all of the water and all of the things that they deem good, and then leaving husks behind, all in the name of the collective and the name of the great song that they spread across the universe. So Dr. Z is very...
He's heard this line and rebelled against it already before.
Exactly. Dr. Z has left one great song already, destroyed a crown that would have given him power to sing it in a different way, and I am noticing far too many similarities. And
oh, heck, those are some parallels. I say as I spoon ladle after ladle of mushroom
Well, as you're spooning, I am watching you carefully, and I am keeping a close maintenance on your brain.
So there doesn't seem to be any sort of, untoward telepathic action going on around Cleo. As far as you can tell, these mushrooms are well cooked and no longer contain any living particles, which might not be able to be said for the powdered stuff that they sell, of course.
I will stand up and walk over to a mushroom, one of the ones I get a vibe from, and I want to go and get my energy blade out and cut it off at the stem and examine it.
So as you draw your energy blade, sort of stepping up to the mushroom, there's like a collective breathing in as some people sort of like out of the corner of their eyes are looking over at Dr. Z. A lot of the people at the table are sort of trying to just, don't worry about it, just let him look around. And there is like a slight wince as the mushroom is severed from the ground as you pick it up. And it still glows and it still has that aura of being connected to this network, even plucked from its location.
Dr. Z just cut a finger off at the dinner party.
It's surgery, okay? Things happen. Can I do a medical roll to try and examine it?
You definitely can.
Oh, 8. Okay, still fail. Damn.
With your medical knowledge, you are unable to ascertain anything useful about this. I mean, it's a mushroom, it's glowing. Looking at it with your more tangible senses, there's just nothing really going on here. But there is still that murmur of a song being played through it. It almost like vibrates as a small part.
There's not much privacy in this room, is there?
Small part of the whole. There's no privacy. You're not really in a room. You're outdoors, sitting at this long table.
It's like the caves of Zion.
Yeah, and everyone's there. A lot of them are pretending not to look at you. You can see there's a lot more of this murmuring happening again. You can tell because a lot of these people clearly they're not telepathic, and you get the impression that although through the network they can all communicate with one another, they're not necessarily that good at it, and that's what this murmuring of the lips is obviously a tell. It's a sign that they are communicating telepathically.
Oh my God, how rude. They're all up
bit.
In the group chat about us right now. Wow.
I know. I'm going to try a telepathy roll to try and examine it one more time.
A new challenger has entered the arena.
10. Damn, still the lowest roll.
Man, you're having it. Yeah, I'm not even having to do anything to keep you out of
just
this
thank
network.
you.
You can't seem to do it with your rolls. It's another 10. So again, Dr. Z sort of reaching. The only sort of new information you can grasp really is that while there is a song flowing through these mushrooms, the mushrooms themselves do seem to have some rudimentary sentience themselves as well. Outside of that song, the song is just being carried on them, being maybe hijacked and used as a medium for transferring the hive mind. So the mushrooms themselves perhaps aren't actively a part of this hive mind in the same way as all the people are.
Fuck, I just remembered. Is this the seed?
Oh, frick!
Is the seed something else? There's so many things this could be. Is the seed something completely different?
Oh my God.
I mean, the seed was telepathic and it wanted to connect.
No.
Okay, I'm going to ask...
How long has this collective been existing?
How long? And you can see the nearest person just sort of casting their eyes back. And eventually they look to you and nod and say, the one true leader found this unique location only 10 years ago. In all that time, look at what we have achieved.
And where did the one true leader come from before that?
The one true leader is a great traveler. The one true leader has been everywhere and knows all.
Yes, well, we've been quite a few places, and we don't have friends in all of them, so I imagine everyone hides in mid-space for a reason.
Whoa, that's pretty...
That's it right there.
The one true leader saw our need.
Yes.
We were the disenfranchised, the dispossessed, the crushed spirits of mid-space. The one true leader gave us purpose.
Why? Why'd you have to come down here?
Each of us has our own reason, but those individual reasons matter no longer, for we are one.
I mean, it might matter to me if I was thinking about coming down here too.
But whatever your reason, and I trust that it would be a good one, we all had true reasons, and they are all valid. They are all seen by the collective, and we all share them, and thus they are no longer our own problems.
Well, that's mighty big of you to say. Because the thing is...
So many here with this collective have done things that we all regret, but they are absolved by joining the unity.
All right, so none of y'all care what my thing is. Because it's a long list.
But that long list will fade into obscurity within the group consciousness, my friend. Don't you see? The warriors of one can be carried, the burden shared by many.
What if my burden is going to bring people here after me?
Then they will regret setting foot here. And at that voice, you sort of see like there's a few more eyes looking your direction, and they all give like a solemn nod. Almost like a flicker in the eyes across the room as well.
Uh-oh.
Are there any synths in this collective?
Unfortunately, we are unable to reach out to the inorganic minds. They cannot join us. I pity them. They must always carry their problems alone. Perhaps one day we will find a way to interface and the unity can become complete.
Right. And what of,
Are there any wraiths as well?
So you haven't really seen any wraiths in this group, but
Is this another hive mind, right?
Well, the wraiths aren't a hive mind, no.
Oh, they're not. Okay,
No,
I made that up.
not at
Okay,
all.
No.
No, the wraiths are like, like a sort of a warlike, tribalistic kind of species for the most part.
Which is kind of like a hive mind. Unofficially.
Oh, I know, but they're all like super individual. Like, everyone just like, it's more of a might makes right. Like, the tough rises to the top, and like no one does what anyone else says because, they agree or they're part of it. They do what they say because they're the biggest, baddest.
Coming back to the table with the dissected mushroom in hand, I'm going to take my seat again and just put the mushroom on the table in front of me.
Well, I mean, that sounds real nice, actually. And you're out here, you're protecting each other. You're sharing, you're thanking, and this soup is great. Y'all eat this soup every day, and I'm looking around for I've topped mine off again. I'm gonna pick up that mushroom that Dr. Z set down, and I'm gonna kind of sop it in my bowl, like I'm getting some of
dipping bread.
Yeah, get like a little roll, half a roll. You know what I'm saying? Like a little carb action. Gonna get a little of that gravy off the side, and I'm just gonna eat it and keep going. It really sounds nice what y'all got here together, and damn.
As Cleo picks up the mushroom and dips it in the stew and then puts it in her mouth, you can see there's quite a few of the nearby eyes just following the mushroom. Like, here it goes, and and she's eating it. And Dr. Z, what was your telepathic
18.
defense? It was 18.
The doorbell
You feel
sounds.
a tingling, a nudging at
This is
that
like,
telepathy.
did y'all ever see that show, Cat Dog?
Yes.
This is like when dog eats something really bad and cat goes, ooh.
No! Dickie beat my roll by one!
I rolled a 19!
Oh, damn, Dick.
I knew the risks.
Oh, that...
This is the seed part.
Bugger.
Part 2.
And as Dr. Z is kind of keeping an eye on Cleo, very nervous about these mushrooms, extra nervous when suddenly she eats the wrong sort of mushroom, and then a sense of dread kind of grows in him because he feels just like a needle, just like a thick knitting needle sliding through Play-Doh as just a little seed that just goes straight through the shields he's made, just slowly drifts through and into Cleo's psyche as some little dormant seed is planted. And Dr. Z feels that happen through his shield. Cleo, for her part, doesn't really sense anything.
And that's I feel that telepathically, do I?
telepathically.
Yes.
Basically, you get the feeling that the hive mind, or perhaps just the one true leader, has just
I
done
immediately rush over. I push the honey boy against Cleo so that I can get my full tentacle onto Cleo, and I try to fight it out. Pokemon battle. We go into a different plane of existence. I'm there floating. I'm fighting against a seed. I've got 4 attacks. They've got 4 attacks.
All right, so charging on in. Give me your mind hack roll. So I want a telepathy roll and I want a hacking roll.
Oh, Cleo, give me strength. Kitty cat, princess, give me the strength.
I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what? What?
Oh no, I rolled a natural one on my hacking.
It's almost like
And the telepathy was
Dick is the one true leader, and he's in the roll 20, and he's making it do this stuff.
So Dr. Z, like, racing over, he's knocking over the bowl of stew, getting in there, like, protect Cleo, save Cleo before it, but
Wait,
he
I
gets in there,
must
telepathy.
insist. We need the roll 100. It's a natural one.
So I roll that
Girl,
first,
get
okay.
it. Get it.
I'm sorry, but we need to know how bad our bads are and how good our goods are.
98 degrees.
Oh, it's really not
Okay,
bad.
well, I mean,
Five.
it's still bad, but
It's not that bad.
It's the least bad it could be.
5% bad. 5%
Yeah,
bad. So,
So Dr. Z, like, lunging, he's smashing everything over. He's getting in there. He's, like, getting his tentacles straight onto Cleo. Cleo, for her part, no idea why this is happening. What the fuck's happening? Dr. Z is just leaping all over you and, like, getting his tentacles all over on your head. And Dr. Z very quickly realizes he is too late. Like, whatever has happened, he can't get in there and get it out at the moment. It just seems to be sort of like worming around in the sort of psychic plane of Cleo's
It's in there.
psyche. And whatever it is, it's sitting there not doing anything to Cleo other than just hiding and
It's
being
doing
there.
something.
But as you do this, like, the table is like knocked, people sort of getting up and backing off, and you suddenly realize that some of the people with the yellow berets have moved in, and they have their rifles lightly drawn to their sides as they're sort of like looking very intently at Dr. Z and sort of raising their rifles and be like, "What do you think you're doing? What's happening?"
Pull out my energy blades and I say,
Now
"No,
that is enough. We have entertained your dinner, and we will now be leaving.
Wait, didn't you want to buy?
There will be no waiting.
Didn't you want to buy some of our? Well, you can't just leave.
I walk backwards with my energy blades pulled. I kind of walk into Cleo and I say,
Cleo, we're leaving.
well, yeah, but what's going on?
I think they've just shown their true colors by pulling guns on us. Now, not too many friends of ours would do that unless it was, some type of special occasion. But they do not know about special occasions, Cleo.
I thought we was guests. I was eating the soup.
I kind of glare at, like, my you know how a cat's fur will go up on end? Dr. Z's tentacles are, like, pricked up in every direction,
flubber.
looking at every direction. And I've got my energy blades humming.
So the people, they all sort of got up and sort of standing around, like some of them looking as though they're going to try and bar your path, but then again, you've got these energy blades out, and most of these people are unarmed. The armed contingent in these yellow hat nervously stepping forward towards you. You can see that the one true leader doesn't seem to have taken any sort of direct control, allowing these people to work as their usual hive mind. But there's a whole lot of confusion, as obviously, like, although they claim to have this perfect unity, they are still a bunch of individuals trying to work together. They're really confused about what to do because this hasn't gone down how they wanted. And there's one of them stepping forward, like raising the gun, like pointing it towards Dr. Z. Wait, we just want to... And before they even finish what they're saying, there's just as a blaster bolt comes down from out of one of the skyscrapers around you, straight through the head of the armed cultist, who just drops dead in front of you. Suddenly, the other soldiers sort of like whirling around, aiming up into the air, and like shooting blindly up at the windows as the other cultists scurrying and rushing towards their huts.
Oh my god.
Okay, what?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, remember how there were some snipers watching you as you landed in the Night City? Now, you thought that they belonged to this cult,
Yes.
didn't you? You've been being followed by someone else.
Robot, is it the chefs? Oh, I don't know. Okay, another
It might not
party
be
has
a
entered
friend.
the arena.
This might have become a three-way, but not the good kind.
Cleo, exit. Now, we need to get out of here.
I just... Who did... Where? I was just eating soup!
Meanwhile, during all this panic, another shot comes from up above in the skyscraper, going straight through the head of another of the armed cultists.
Wow.
They drop dead on the ground. At this point, everyone's eyes light up.
No.
And you see in the center by the pond, the withered grey
man
figure
puppet.
sort of sits slightly upright, eyes opening again, looking up, and all the voices in unison.
Who followed you? Their minds are shielded from me.
We didn't bring nobody.
Lies.
And at this point, Dr. Z feels a violent psychic
gonna
attack
defend!
coming at the shields.
I mean,
Probably should. Should I roll first, or you want to roll first?
On the count of 3?
I think we need the defense up. Okay, on the count of 3. Now let me get my,
that's gonna
my
make it
typing
so
in
much
then.
better. Dick, you can do it.
Right.
No, I mean Dan can do it. Dan, think green thoughts.
2,
Green thought. Green!
1,
Green!
go!
Yes!
Oh! Z has rolled a 14, I've rolled a
green.
10. The mushrooms all sort of like
Thank you, Taylor.
vibrating, hovering as the full force of the one true leader is focused upon you, and you feel this is a powerful telepath. This is unlike anything you have come across outside of back home, the sort of the central figures that maintain the hive mind back on Atoll and Medusa. Those are the only telepaths of that sort of strength that you've ever come across, and there's this full brunt coming at you aggressively, trying to get through your defenses, not really caring if it does damage to your mind on the way. But you get your shields up, and you protect yourself and Cleo, and you're surrounding it, you're sort of holding it back, and the mushrooms sort of dim again as this one true leader is like, you can see like this look of anger on this gaunt face. And then another blast comes from up above in the skyscraper, shooting through the sky and straight through the head of the grey emaciated figure on the ground, the eyes dimming immediately.
What did you just say, Dickie?
As they are instantly killed.
Okay, all brain, no game. Just got fucking shot. Damn.
Okay, but like,
Is the feeling gone?
You don't really sort of notice immediately, but when you decide, okay, you got to check this out now. Like, what has happened to this hive mind if the center of it is gone? And you reach out, and the hive mind is still there. It's still completely intact. You don't feel anything different about it.
Cleo, we are still very much in danger. We need to get out of here.
from what direction? There's shots coming in. I ain't allowed to have any more soup. Everybody's glowing. I don't know what's
Cleo,
going on.
Cleo, look down. The bear paws. Your feet. You've left massive marks in the mud.
Oh!
It pays to be big, Cleo.
The trail back to the ship.
You know what I'm thinking?
What is that, Cleo? Because we do not have much time.
I'm thinking you're gonna need to hitch a ride, because I'm getting out.
Do you mind if I borrow that gun of yours?
You better grab something, because we're going out blasting.
All right, I climb onto the back of Cleo. I pull the gun out. The Cleo Zeo noise
there.
plays again.
But this is like
This is a different
Zeo formation. I'm imagining Cleo sort of hunches down into like all fours bear
Yeah,
mode,
this is
to be
like-
ridden
this-
by
This is Zoid.
Dr.
This
Z.
is
Zoid
Zoid
moment.
hour. Zoid
Zoid hour.
hour. This is it.
Zoidio.
Okay, so Dr. Z, who can sort of like rotate his jelly body around
A turret.
easily to fire backwards.
Holding the gun.
with the
like,
gun.
The gun is like half in the Jelly Boy and half out, and it's just like shooting.
Yes. Yes.
So Cleo launches into a gallop, and not a moment too soon, as the cultists are sort of starting to get their shit together. Another shot comes out of the sky, but it is narrowly blocked as they raise up an energy shield and take the impact. And meanwhile, some of the other armed cultists are aiming their weapons at you and taking a shot.
Energy shield to the direction to cover like energy field to back rear defense.
And fuck, I've rolled a 19 here, so that's just hitting your shields. There's no ifs and buts
This is
about it.
Jurassic Park. We need to step on the gas.
2 points of damage to the shield, though. The shield is still intact.
Mushroom energy.
Okay.
Mushroom energy.
Yeah.
At least I ate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
as you're rushing out, and Cleo's sort of like full speed BL mode. Like there are people tentatively trying to get in your way, but they are just like knocked sailing easily by big beer paws. Like there's no real hope of these
Wild.
I mean, quite weak, underfed cultists. Without their guns, they aren't taking you down.
Okay.
As there's one last shot taken at you as you sort of vanish back into the city out of this clearing, but it lands well short. You're already out of range of the rifles, as you can still hear the carnage of people sort of trying to hide from those sniper shots being taken at them from out of the buildings.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
How are we doing there, Cleo?
Well, I'm just really glad that I ate first.
Yes, you did carb load.
Well, who the hell is shooting at us? Or them, or...
Thankfully this time, Cleo, I do believe we were not the targets of the blaster fire, at least from the crowd of green eyes.
Heck! That never happens!
Yes. Today we can thank our shady, shadowy...
Secret boyfriend.
Secret boyfriend. Secret admirers.
Tuxedo
Yeah.
mask.
Tuxedo mask. Darkwing Duck!
But no, as you sort of come out of their shantytown, you don't really get the impression that anyone is following you all that closely because they got their own problems. Like as much as they were trying to stop you and shoot you, they were. I think it's altogether possible that their motives were more like confusion and not knowing whether or not you had anything to do with this attack.
Cleo, I know we had to leave there in a rush, but how's your head feeling?
Ah, damn it, Z, what are you talking about?
Back there, during the dinner.
I'm fine.
When you ate...
Yeah,
yes, but when
I
you
ate
ate that
soup.
mushroom.
There was mushrooms in it. Yeah.
Now, when you ate that mushroom, I sensed something intrude into your mind. And now I should know what it feels like to intrude into your mind because I do it almost daily.
You are always in there. That's true. That's true. So that's half of that's
Yes.
my fault. I think about you all the time. I mean,
Yes, but Cleo, this was not like that.
makes sense. Makes sense.
There was something intruded your mind. It felt like a pinprick, a sharp shard entering into the middle part of your brain.
Did I feel it?
No, you literally no
okay.
sensation for Cleo at all.
Cleo, we know we're going to need to be careful. I don't know what it is, but you have been infected with something.
Infected? But I don't itch at all.
Cleo, we are going to need to figure this out. We need to find someone here on Midspace who knows of this cult and what they do. Because I tried, and I couldn't prick that barb out of your mind.
Heck.
Now also, Cleo, you're going to need to let me know every little moment if something happens in your mind.
Well, I mean...
Every little thing, Cleo. We're going to need to keep a tight grip on this.
Makes me think of like when in Always Sunny when someone accidentally asks Charlie like what are you thinking and then he just starts like like doing the stream of consciousness of everything he's thinking. Oh, now I'm thinking about a centaur.
Cleo is...
Ivermectin.
Cleo, like, stops and really looks down just at the ground, at her hands, her feet, paws, both, and just exhales. Because this is a task, you know? I mean, I ain't the driest French fry in the seat crease, if you know what I mean, and...
Once again, Cleo, I do not know what you mean.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more of that. Because, I mean, I'm
Well.
thinking all the time.
Yes.
See, I think all the time. Like, I might be quiet. I might be quiet in real life.
Well,
but in here,
no,
it never stops.
Yes.
It's
Right.
just like a wheel that just spins and spins and spins and spins.
Right, Cleo. So now when I
And
said I need to hear every little thought, I need to be very specific. Just...
Before either of you can get another word out, you hear like a hissing noise from above you, and looking up, you see a sparking. You see like on the walls all around you on these two skyscrapers either side, you see some sort of sparks descending from the top of the skyscraper at a great speed, sort of hissing, and you hear this sort of this rolling, hissing noise. And as the sparks get larger and quicker, you realize that these sparks, whatever they are being held onto by humanoid figures, as if people are just rappelling down the sides of the building.
Bloody heck, Cleo, quickly, get out of here!
Oh my god, wait, we don't even know. Hold on, do you know who it is?
I do not, Cleo, but they are coming in fast and they're coming in hot.
You think they're after us?
I don't want to take the chance.
Well, right, let me tell you right now, I'm feeling a lot of thoughts. I'm wondering, I'm thinking, I'm feeling. There's a lot of feelings. What if it's Harry? What if it's Harry? And Harry came back to save us? What if it's that guy that I got in front of him at the tentacle and I shouldn't have done. You always tell me, don't bother anybody when we're out. Don't give them a reason. And what if this is somebody I gave a reason to?
Cleo, could we have this conversation while we're fleeing?
And I'm wondering if Jordan is okay.
As the sort of conversation is still going, you realize that these people are descending the building very quickly, and once they get sort of within like sort of 100 meters of you, you can now see that they are a group of people, humanoid types, mostly sort of humans, darks, and otherwise similar alien species, bipedals. I mean, there's only like a half dozen of them. And each one of them is hanging onto with both hands some sort of device that seems to be latched onto the side of the wall and is just sparking as they descend down, repelling with some sort of like, repel magnets or something. And all of them are dressed in the exact same uniform, the military jacket, the yellow beret that you saw the armed contingent of the cult to be wearing. But these people seem a little bit different because they do seem to be like, individuals. They're coming down in different ways. Their eyes aren't glowing.
Okay, if we're staying still, then again I hum my energy blades and with some of the tentacles. Must be quite a sight. Cleo on all fours, me on Cleo's back, 2 energy blades coming out on 2 tentacles, and then holding Cleo's gun on the other. Just kind of like...
We're like the worst mechanical bull that ever lived.
Okay, well in that case then, in the remaining few seconds, the what had been like sort of, like a scratching, humming, scraping noise coming from above becomes like, fingernails on chalkboard, a screeching, tearing metal noise, as clearly whatever these devices are doing some nasty things to the exterior of these buildings. As all 6 of them drop heavily onto the ground, you can see that there's little grunts, gusts, wind knocked out of them as they land all around you in awkward downward poses, letting go of the devices which sort of just hum there. You can see now that they've got like a faint blue glow where they're connected to the wall, where they're being sort of like sucked on with some sort of force. They all sort of move to like pull out different weapons, one drawing a pair of almost Uzi looking blaster pistols, another who's just, extending out a double-ended energy staff. Others sort of, pulling out weapons, and one of them in the center not bothering to pull out a weapon, who sort of stands to their full height and straightens their collar, with a rough grab of the collar and a pull, twists around their beret and steps out of the shadows in front of you. And it's a tall, blue-skinned Darks.
Girl.
His hair like tentacles, all slicked back, tucked behind into a ponytail with the beret on top. Yeah, stubble all over his face, and as if a bit of a swagger.
Yeah, I got that.
As he steps forward and says, "I told you I was the leader of the resistance." And you recognize this, Darks, as a man that you captured yourselves earlier on in your career.
Oh my God, Dick. Holy Okay, I'm picturing that Cleo and Ze are just kind of like stuck in their pose and they're just frozen and nothing's happening. A pin could drop and Cleo's just like, right now I'm thinking, dang, good for him.
Yes, good for you.
The Darks, he steps forward, nods at you, and then sort of quickly pulls out a communicator. "What's that? But you got him. Why aren't our people free? You said you got him through the head.
No. Cleo's the new fucking... No. No. We don't... It's a theory, but note that away for later, because no. Holy fuck, dick. Fucking shitty magic and shit. Just like...
Oh my god. Like, fucking how many twists?
Fucking
How many
Shyamalan over
twists?
here.
I mean, only like 2, right?
I feel like a Twizzler.
I mean, this guy coming back is part of the whole, like, suddenly people start getting shot through the head twist, right? As the resistance has shown.
Oh,
You just now
it's
know
too
who they
much.
were.
Let's keep going, because I need to know. It's,
I should probably thank you. We've been trying to find a way to get in and distract those people long enough to take a shot at their leader.
Yes, and how long were you in debtor's prison for?
He sort of looks at the ground dark and he's like, my people broke me out almost immediately.
Immediately as a day, 2?
It was a couple of weeks.
Look, I hope there's no hard feelings about that. We were just,
There are definitely hard feelings.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I hope there's not hard feelings. We could just dissolve...
Well, there are, but I don't have time to be feeling them.
Ah, so you're dissolving those hard feelings now, and they're not going to be around for much longer.
That
It's
thing,
like the mushroom people.
that thing has been taking my people.
Yes, there was quite the air around there. You have noticed that it's growing.
Well, yes, it is. I don't like it one bit. Don't you think they all seem a little unnatural?
Far too happy. They all got along. When have you ever seen so many people get along?
Well, I mean, there was a table with food on it. I'm just saying.
Well, it looks like they didn't get these ones. All right, hang the weapons up for now. As the other 5 hang their weapons up, step forward. Now, I saw you were down there talking with them. Do you glean anything about this leader? Why is their influence still there? That we shot him through the head. God damn it!
Do I trust to ask the question?
Right, I'm not sure either. I was hoping to find a specialist on the growth. Do you know anyone on Midspace that I could question?
Well, there's all sorts of illegal experiments going on in this place. Throw a stone and see where it lands.
I want to know specifically about this one. You must have someone in your employ who's been studying it.
None of my people have been studying it, but we have seen people taking samples. Maybe it's nothing, but I can show you the footage if that will help.
Yes.
Well then, I'll give it to you right here. Pulls out little wrist-mounted device, sort of beeps around a little bit. It's going through the file structures and then flicks out a little file that comes up and you see like a little holographic image which you're able to scoop away onto your own devices and project yourself. Mm-hmm. But it's nothing all that interesting. You just see like a whole bunch of synths roll down into the night city. It's from like a real high vantage point. Obviously, like a sniper must have been filming this. And they roll out, start scything away and scooping up mushrooms, and then whooshing, just zipping away back where they came from. But zooming a little bit closer, you can actually see little logos on these synths.
What is the logo, Dickie? Enhance!
It's fucking BioLife. It's BioLife.
You zoom in, and the logo is a pretty ordinary looking logo, but it is one that you recognize. And it just says on the side of it, Ooze Ooze.
Ooze Ooze, it's one of her shadow companies. Fuck, we're getting in it. We're getting in it.
I would say so. I would say that we have successfully gotten into it. Like, and it has successfully gotten into it.
All right, I mean, when we get back to the ship, I'm going to need to investigate to try and find some headquarters for Ooze or reach out to Deets, because I need to solve this case of...
You're going to reach out to
I'll do
Deets?
anything. You got some fucking mind shit happening in your head and you don't realize it.
Well, as there are no more hard feelings between us, what is your name?
And the dark sort of like looks in at you and goes, Shannon.
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 Shannon. Okay, Shannon.
Shannon.
I am Dr. Z, and this is Cleo.
Well, look,
Howdy.
we might have the similar idea about what to do now, but we're not on the same side. We are not a team. You are not part of the resistance.
Dang. Didn't have to be so mean about it.
We want to free our people. You want to keep your people safe. We all have a problem with this one true leader. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
All right, Shannon.
Chan. It still sounds the same in my accent. It's still just like,
Yeah, I mean, Shannon, it's a very similar name.
I thought it was Janin.
All right, we have an understanding. Cleo, we need to get you immediately up top. I need to solve this.
I mean, whatever you say.
And you can still sense it there within Cleo. It had been like sort of like a needle as it pierced in, but now it's more like a worm, just sort of sitting there hiding somewhere. Yeah, you only catch glimpses of it, and then it sort of flickers away within the confused jumble that is Cleo's twin psyche.
heck.
Good luck sorting through that.
I need to solve it. I need to fix that. Otherwise, it is gonna not be good later.
I'm gonna be a triple Neapolitan ice cream.
Just pick one flavor.
I'm only missing a bit of vanilla.
I had the prawn and grass. I just needed the vanilla.
Right, well, thank you very much for the help back there. How do we reach out to you again?
Come into the Night City. It's ours.
Right.
I mean, we just did that. It didn't work out.
I'll find you. I don't make my whereabouts known like those idiots.
Well,
Sort of intoning back towards the shanty town.
I'm going to call up Boris and Trevor. Boris! Trevor!
Yes, we're here.
We are all here, Doctor.
boot the bloody ship up, get everything going, maybe hover a little bit. We're coming in hot.
All right, I'm in the air. Where are we going?
Anywhere!
Okay, but where are you?
We don't bloody know, Trevor. Figure it out.
Don't worry, Z, we'll find you.
Oh, heck.
Well, see that you do, Boris and Trevor. We need to be out of here. Look, it's been very stressful.
A little bit.
Yeah, Cleo may have indigestion, or something worse.
Oh, I don't think you understand what kind of start I just did. You're going to have to tidy up all your shelves. Your collection's ruined the way I
Well,
just
I've
took
had a
off.
little bit of a kind of an epiphany, and I did want to rearrange my shelves anyway, so thank you, Trevor.
Well, good for you.
Yes.
All right, we'll be there in a moment.
Good to you, Z.
Good for us.
And I guess we'll end the episode there.
God. Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Damn, that took so many turns, so many spins and cycles and roundabouts and
Shit.
I wasn't sure how many of them I was going to get
how many
out
did you have
in this
planned?
episode, but
Wait, what?
I had that many more or less. I mean, there's obviously there's a few unknowns left. Like what's happened to Cleo? Like what's the deal with you saw the supposed one true leader get shot in the head, yet their influence maintains. Like, there's still some mysteries at play here.
Heck indeed.
Heck.
Cleo, we're
Heck.
going to get you fixed. We're going to get you sorted. Damn. Dickie, you
Heck.
was that difficult? Do you have to keep so many secrets from us throughout the episode? Like, or did it go as planned?
Well, I mean, like I didn't really know what would sort of spark the conflict at the end. You know, like I just sort of had that like, okay, you're going to realize that like it's not everything is as cut and dry in the Night City as it first seems. There are, you know, like opposing forces here. I quite like the idea of like sort of laying the seeds of like you've got like these sort of random people in uniforms that are part of this. It doesn't really sort of make any sense that they would be there, and then eventually you sort of just go, oh, these are like the ones that have been taken from the resistance that are more of a militarized unit, and like, you know, like suddenly you're like, oh yeah, they've got these berets, they're all like bloody like the Zapatistas or something.
Yeah.
Like
So because the language used of like a seed was planted inside Cleo's mind, so it does make me think of the seed the way you talk about it. Now, I know that seed was a different seed. It was I
mean, this is a metaphorical seed because it's you know it's just like a strand of psychic
but it
energy
has the
that's
same
gone in
things,
there.
right? It's a psychic thing, and it made me think: is this seed? Does it take on the matter of whatever it's inhabited? You know, maybe its previous form was a tree, and maybe its next form is it's landed in mushroom, so it's grown from mushroom. The dark energy of its telepathy is the true nature. I don't know.
Because maybe the mushrooms was literally just a good psychic capacitor, or what do you call it, like conductor that just happens to be here
It's
on
growing
that space.
plentifully in the trash, right? So it's maybe it came from a forest planet or something. I don't know. But
Perhaps the only way out is to think green thoughts.
Yes, green thoughts, and makes me think: what is the green? What is the green?
What is the green?
But it is very
Because you've already met a psychic entity on this planet, on this station.
Yep. We have. Oh, and you know
That
Boris's
thing,
train
how-
is going to come into use now, because if that shit starts growing up through the dark side, then, we're stuck in the middle of it. We're going to need a battle train.
Of course we're in the middle of
Of course.
it.
And we kind of put ourselves
Where
there.
else
Yeah.
would we be?
We thought we were doing the smart thing.
don't-
We fucked ourselves.
We only know how to get in the middle of everything.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you're so much more in the middle than we started as well.
Yeah, because we were trying to get out of it as well. The whole point was
That's
Because
why.
now you've got
We backwards
Zuzu
manifested
and
this.
Deets on one side. Then you've got like these entrepreneurs. You got like Keen and Randy, like they're opposed. But then you've got these two opposing things going on in the Night City.
I mean,
as well.
this is a Dick's Hot Tips right here. Do you want your players to do a thing? Pretend like they've done it their way. They haven't. You've still got them, the fuckers.
What? I mean, yeah, that's the
No, of
point
course, of course.
D&D as far as I'm concerned. Like it's you let people do whatever the hell they want, but whatever they want leads where you want it to.
It's great. It's really good. I am, heck. It's wild.
Shit.
I'm looking forward to the last couple revelations. I was gonna like in my initial plan for this. I was like, I've got sort of like the center of this concept, and I was like, no, I need to hold back a little bit. I'm not going to reveal my big thing all the way at the beginning. So
That's what
I've got to
she
chase
said.
you guys out without you getting all the info.
I'm not going to reveal
said
my
that.
whole big thing right at the beginning.
He said grower.
Sorry. Okay, anyway.
I mean, yeah, it's
Well,
that was
fun.
really fun. There was
That
so many
was
turns.
awesome.
So many turns.
That is not what I thought was going to happen. Like,
I love seeing your faces when like the sniper rifle just
Yeah.
came out and just like
that shot me. That shot me.
It was
I was
great.
Like,
That's
no.
brilliant planning, Dickie. I very much appreciate that. Wow, really, really great.
Oh my god, I'm jazzed from that. I can't believe we were in a snipe.
Well, Cleo, we need to sort your shit out because you're in danger and you don't even know it.
I feel great. I feel
You
great.
don't even know it.
feel fine.
I'm doing
Don't
good.
worry,
I feel
Z.
better. Even suddenly, that
Yeah.
hip that wasn't so good, it's feeling great. I feel jelly.
Oh,
I'm ready.
I'm thinking
Let's
now
go
that we
out
need to get back
again.
on Reese and like maybe next time we upgrade Reese, we need to maybe clean up the medical bay a
medical
little
bay?
bit because it's just been last time it was used was to look after an egg. So
Oh my god, it's basically just a microwave.
it's just a big exposed microwave. We need to get in there and maybe put a Bacta tank or whatever in there because
whatever it has is so old
Yeah.
that it's just like
But that's another thing.
Yeah, it doesn't really sort of match up with the technology that Z understands. Modern
Exactly. So
medicine.
next time we upgrade Reese, I do want to investigate into upgrading the medical bay. But now I'm also thinking maybe Reese has some knowledge of this. Reese is 1,000 years old and was hanging out in that mushroom for a long time in the trash. And now I know it's just mushroom. May not be any connection, but Reese is old and has a lot of knowledge.
Reese been here.
He's been here for a minute and has the history of the human race in it.
That would be so cool if Reese knew something, but I feel like it would be one of those things where like Z doesn't believe, like Z would never go to Reese
Yeah.
for information.
No.
So Z has to go everywhere looking for information
I'm immediately thinking
first, and
Z1.
then
I'm immediately thinking I'd make, like, to save Cleo, I
you
may
would go everywhere
go
you
to
don't
Z1.
want to go is where you go first, and then the last
I mean, I do like
thing-
the idea of having to team up with Deets. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of
That's like one of those things where like the bad guy that you hate, and then when he finally joins the team, and you're like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
yes, he's on our side now." Wow.
I mean, we've got
We
some
just
great
got
character out of
Deets.
Deets as well, so it's let's use them. but yeah, no, I actually am looking
have
forward
to
to
give
working
him
with
his
Deets
hands
as well.
back.
Zuzu, we haven't met Zuzu enough to know enough, but Deets definitely keen.
Oh my god, are we about to like?
Free mid space
Whoa.
from this growth.
So, thank you everyone for hanging out and listening to this episode. We've had a whole lot of fun recording it. I hope you've enjoyed listening to
Yes.
it. If you really enjoyed it,
I've enjoyed it.
go out and find someone else that might enjoy it. I bet you know someone.
Bet you
Just
you
tell
do.
them
That'd be-
about it.
In
Well,
fact-
check out the Backwater Bastards. They're real good.
Bloody brilliant. We only grow by word of mouth, so that would be Very helpful.
Spread the song.
Spread the seed.
Obviously, if you haven't already done it yet, give us those ratings and reviews and stuff wherever you listen to your podcast, because those little things, they do add up.
They
help.
really do.
And also, like, hey, if you're liking what you're hearing, the best thing you can do for us really is come join us on the Discord and tell us, because that's really spurs us on. We love to talk to the listeners. We're there every day in the Discord, hanging out. Come check it out. You got Cleo's meme pit.
We are in our own Discord every
sorry
day
for that.
and replying, chatting with everyone. And it really does mean the world to hear that people enjoy the episodes and enjoy the arc, enjoy the adventure. It's really good.
And you know what? If you're feeling a whole lot of love for the Backwater Bastards and you really want to keep us on the airwaves, there's always our little Patreon.
Ooh.
Oh.
Our patrons are the best kind of people. They're the kind of people that
pay their fucking artists.
Well, they pay when they don't need to, because we'll give you this thing for free. Don't you worry. But if you want to pay us a little extra, we do have a second podcast where we just talk the
Have you ever thought,
I know you can't picture
love these three, my friends, my bastards. I wish they were in my ears more, talking about real-world issues like what are Pokemons and what happens with mercury in underwear, or does being a centaur save you from global diseases and pandemics? These are the questions we will cover in detail, the finest of detail.
And more.
And more. So,
too much
you want to
more.
hear all that, pop over to our Patreon, sign up for a little while, see if it's something you like. Obviously, if you join our Patreon list as well, you get to be among the illustrious number that I sing a little song about at the end of the episode. And I feel a little song coming on.
Oh.
I'm thinking like early 80s hip hop.
Now, will it start as early 80s hip hop and end as early 80s hip hop? That is always the question.
Probably not. I don't even know if I can do it in the first place with just a bunch of names. So Aiden, Chris Beeman, Jasper the Bard, Morris Chan, Chris Jolie, Claude Everproud, Jason, Tobias the Beard, Isaac, Waco Bodie, and there's Max, Jimmy Pale, Shima Duff, Ben Tooth, Trevor Forever, White Butts, Randy Lovins, Nicola, the Bell Queen, Marcus, Lucas, and Cheaper by the Dungeon. Nothing rhymes with dungeon.
Funyuns.
We're the Backwater Bastards. Yeah.
Oh my God, you did it, Dickie. You did it. That was brilliant.
Holy wow.
Whoa. Holy heck. Heck indeed.
That could be you.
That could be you.
I did not expect to find that many rhymes within our patrons, actually.
You nailed it. You really nailed it. I was wanting to get in there on that beat with you, but, I left you to it.
That was.
Where's my hype man?
That was probably okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get on the next one. I'll get on the next one.
Just so you know, Dan got a piece of cardboard out while that was happening, because I think he was really planning something. But fortunately for all of us, because health insurance. And workers' comp.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We really enjoy having you here on this adventure in space with us. In space. And
space.
I think there's really only one thing left to say.
Bye.